Hello, welcome back. It's been a while since I streamed. I'm just busy with life a little bit. So, as the title says, I'm gonna be planning what to do with the desert city over here. In my survival world, I've already built this bridge, and it's nice. The pillars were similar like this. I built it similar to this sample pillar. So now that's already done. I'm just wondering what to do with this part because I want the bridge to be lit up. I could use something like, let's see. Could use something like this and just light it up. How much is that going to cover with the light? Yeah, good enough area, good enough. So I had thought about doing something like that. I don't know, I'll decide about it, I'll think about it later. So if I use flames, it will give enough lighting. Although I don't think it will cover the entire thing. Unless I put the flames a bit more higher. And don't worry, the fire isn't going to burn this wool because I've turned off the game rule for that. So let's see, yeah. It isn't going to cover this whole bridge, so I'm gonna need something in between over here, or I'm going to have to raise the flames a bit higher, but still isn't gonna cover over here. So I'm gonna have to think of something else, because these flames are too far apart and they only have a 15 blocks range. So if it's going up one block, that's already one level gone, and then this has to go down a few blocks, so that's the range gone, and then up till here. So I'm gonna have to think of something. Light emitting blocks. Where's the all blocks? I suppose this is the one, yeah. So let's see. Anything light emitting that's standing out. Stone types. Do these give off light? I don't recall of that. Anyways, it won't fit over there. What I'm thinking of is lichen. These give off light, these give off light, these give off a low level of light, so it wouldn't fit. These give off light as well. Where would I put these? So no, because these need to be hanging. The light isn't gonna pass through that much. I could cover torches and lanterns. Okay. Campfire isn't going to do that. Enchanting table, beacons. What else do we have? That's light emitting. And the chests. Okay, so I'm just leaning towards glow lichen and lanterns. I think I'll go with the regular ones since that's what's being used in the city over there. So, do I want these flames in the pillars? I'll just let that be over there. So let's see how much would having lanterns like this cover up. I would still need a small patch over there. Yeah, still not long reaching, so I would need lichen. The reason I'm leaning towards lichen is because they give off a low level of light, so they don't feel that intrusive, is the word I think. The thing is, there isn't that many low light giving blocks because from far away, just look at these lichens over there. I need to space them out like approximately that much, and it doesn't look well with a desert biome like this. It is going to just give off light and make this area spawn proof, but it doesn't look that nice. We'll deal with that later, I guess. Let me just think about it. Anyway, I have named this stream for city planning. Let me just clear off the inventory. I want this on me, and I want this on me, and what do I want on me? Nothing. Can clear that off. Okay. Now, what I'm thinking for this city is something like this. All the buildings close by each other, so it gives off a more community style feeling. So the entrance to the city would be from that nether portal, which I've already made a path over here. and they would start to come from here. When they come through this path, they would see this building which would cover up the city, which is what I wanted. They would come up till here, and instead of seeing a farm, they would see a villager monolith kind of thing. I would design that later. So instead of having all of these buildings being just farms for villagers, it would be villager statues. So I'll design that later. That's one other thing I need to decide. And then, yeah, so they would enter an open ground here. And I was thinking of putting market stalls over here. So I don't want to put that as blocks. So what I'm thinking of making boxes like these are the buildings where they need to go, because I already have some buildings in the assets from YouTube tutorials and stuff. So this side would be a market, this side would be, again, guys researching these floating sand blocks just to make the lore of this village. This entire area, I don't need to put any blocks, and I would have to decorate these buildings because I use them for storage, but the exterior would still need to look nice, similar to these buildings. Okay. Yeah, this part, its main purpose is just to cover up this elevation change with the jungle, which is why from down here it isn't that noticeable. You would have to come from here and then see the jungle, but over here there is a huge wall just to be covering up this jungle, so it isn't noticeable from there. And here you would need to like explore between these spaces just to see this. So most cases you won't be going over there. And then yeah, these are the roads. Another building just to cover up that. And an open space. I think I was gonna let this be as it is, because if I had to put a building here, I would have to put it over something like this. Now I could put a building over there. I do have Axiom to undo whatever changes I made. So what view is getting cut off if I put a building here? Nothing really. It would just be a jungle. And now this side it would just face more of the city and this tower. Yeah, I could put a building over there. Yeah, it should just be, I think, this much. So let's try putting, where is that button? Yeah, that's the button. Let's skip the update. I want to have a shape which is this one. want a cuboidal shape. Let's decide the spacing later. And I would want it to be made out of sandstone, regular or smooth. Sandstone. I do have a lot of smooth sandstone, so I suppose I'll use this one. And where does the building need to go? So they would come towards this area, which would lead them towards this path. So the building would have to come from here, I guess. Let's make the building a bit bigger. We can move this box here. Yeah, I wanted some movement. Camera angle. So yeah, this kind of way. The box would have to be a little bit more smaller because I don't want it to ruin this side. Something like this. Let's try making a bit more smaller. 10. No, 10 is too small, I feel. Let's try this much. 12. Something over here. I think that works well. I'll have to make it rectangular just to cover up this side. So yeah, this would cover all of this. Oh, so I need one more box. What about there? Oh yeah, I need to place this thing. Is that good enough for placing? Yeah, that seems fine for placement. Yes, so they would come here. This would be covered up. Do they need to see this? I don't think it matters. I can just put up some vegetable stall or something just to distract this view. This will be fine. Yeah, it's okay. This would cover up this side. And because of this ugliness, I would have to extend the building, so I need another cuboidal shape. What about from this angle? Yeah, it would be covered up if I put a smaller building here. So let's see, this entire part should be covered. Rectangle. Yeah, I think this would make it a rectangle. So let's bring this cuboid over here. How close do I want it? Yeah. Let's keep that way. Let's increase this side. No, not this. 12. Let's increase this one. This would increase the height. Not yet. Increase the width. Okay. So bring it more that side. Oh, hello, Thomas. Thanks for the follow. I'm just planning out how to design this city over here using Axiom. So just hang around just to see my thought process. Okay, so let's place that one. Now how does it look? I will be extending it up top. Yeah, I can let this be as it is. Yeah. Yeah, this would work. This would work. This side, I think I can just let this bottom stand fall down, and this side would also fall down. Yeah, this seems fine. Just put something there, have this be covered up. On this side, I would leave it as it is. I think I will just decorate this a bit because this is a tunnel through this place. So I'll let that be as it is. I think I'll decide how high I want the building to be right now. So let's make another box again. Let's keep all of these as 12. Let's put a box there. Yeah, okay. That's covered that. Now from this side, how high do I want the tower building to be? Yeah, I wanted to cover all of this. So this tall seems good. Yeah, this is fine. And I will need one more building-like structure here. So previously, while I was just placing the blocks, the height seemed fine. So in this case, I can just increase this by a bit. Yeah. Oh, rotated. How do I undo the rotation? Oh, great. Oh, come on, I don't want to do that rotation. I do not want a rotation, I just want cube. Where is that rotation? Yeah, just keep this at 0. Reset rotation, yeah. Phew, that was a save. Now, as I was planning, you need to go there, slightly fit here, are covering the box, and I like the level on this roof. Instead of it being one same level, let it be like this. And yeah, I think this can work. Place this thing. Okay. So let's have a look at this again. And come here. This pendulum would be covered. There would be something here. And yeah, it would look good from this angle as well. This entire part would be covered. And this also would be covered. In the survival world, I'll just see what to do about this. But for now, this looks pretty good. And I just will have to repeat that for the entire city. But it should be easy because I just spent like I guess 20-30 minutes doing this. And it wasn't that exhausting. So let's go on and see where to go now. So a road will go here. This will be a pathway. I think I'll let this be an open area because this will connect to the main road over here. This will be just a place to have a look, I guess, because boats will be going through here into that side. So I'll let this be an open area. Then we just have a look at these trees and all will be fields. So I'll have to burn down all of these trees. Yeah, so I think the wheat fields, which what I thought of putting here, will be starting from here. So they will have a glimpse of the wheat fields starting here. And this would just be a river. This entire part would be blank mud, I guess, just mud. Because I will be removing the forest. I'll be removing the entire mangrove biome up until here, I think. Yeah, somewhere over there, up until that tree, I guess. Why am I removing the mangrove? Because their roots apparently cause a bit of a visual lag. Right now I have a better PC and better RAM allocation, which is why it isn't causing a much lag over here. And I also have a texture pack that reduces the lag, so it isn't lagging as much. But if any other person logs into this world, then they would feel the lag if they face this direction, which is why this entire part needs to be burned down. But I'm not sure until when. Okay, so I can replace this entire mud with grass, since I do not want it to be fully wheat fields. The wheat fields would be starting somewhere over here. instead of these mud areas, it would be sand. Yeah. And then the wheat fields would be starting from behind this building. So it will go on until there. And then this entire part should just be grass. It should be that color. Yeah, that's okay, that's fine. And it would come up till here, I suppose. Let this part go back. And it would just burn up till there. That would burn up till there. Yeah, just have this as a dividing line between this. So this entire part should be grass. This entire part should be grass over here. And burn down until that birch biome. And then this entire part should be as it is, and it will be burnt down until here. So this entire section should be burnt down. Good thing for Happy Gast in this update, so I would have no issues flying around with the Gast and burning this down. I'll have to enable the rule for fire spread to be active. In the meantime, I have just placed one building, thinking about what to do over here. Yeah. Now this will have this kind of view. And since this entire part is just grasslands, they won't be seeing much, but like if the wheat might be somewhat visible or not. I don't think it will. It'll just be a river, because there would be a building over here, and then this would just be a river with grasslands. Maybe some bit of the wheat fields might be visible. This will just be a viewing point. Okay, that's fine. Up till here would be a viewing point, I suppose. I don't think I need to redecorate this entire part. Let this be as it is. So, where would the next building start? I think here. Yeah, because this would be like a main highway road. I don't think I'll be putting much buildings around here. So then there would just be another road over here which would lead to buildings. Okay. And starting from this side, all the buildings should be taller. So all of this will have taller buildings. All in this up till here, I guess, because cities are like that. None of them would have a taller region. Okay. Maybe the tall buildings would end until that fountain. So we would have all of the tall buildings up till here. All because of this building. Okay. So let's put something up. Let me put a box out here. Okay. here. Let's increase your length a bit. Here, let's increase your width a bit. Let's move you a bit back here. Increase the width a bit more. Move you over there. Yeah, fine. So I want place to put another building here because this place would be like, let's say, a power generator kind of thing building. So I would need to cover up this side. Let's leave a bit of room. So I think this should be fine. And this building should be fine. What about its height? Need a better angle to see it from. Oh, come on. Let's reset the rotation and increase the height. Yep, as I suspected, it's going down. Already I think it's fitting in nicely with this height. Yeah. And then as I add buildings, I'll just increase the height so then this area will be covered up. Yeah. Wandering trader spawned. So this would be a road. This would just be covered up till here. Okay. Let's bring you here till here. This would give me enough space to work on this thing. Then this side, need to go there. I think I will increase, not this one by a bit. Yeah, even though it's off from where I originally placed it, I think this looks fine. The road over here. Do I want it this close? Yeah, let's bring it a bit closer. Now, how does it look? So, coming off from this place, yeah, this entire place would be covered. You would just get a viewpoint of this place, and since this place is covered, you just see a river going towards there with grasslands, and a place just to view the boats going from this side. And there would just be a road going through here. Let's keep this as a marketplace, I guess. This one's put over here, and you would have a road going through here. We'll need some more buildings here, and this would have enough space for a generator type building. This is a solid cube. Okay, I know I can place a hollow box, right? Yeah. Now, how big do I want the generator building to be like? So first it should encompass this entire thing. Alongside that, here, and then let's move you there. What did that do? What? No. Yeah, do this. Thing that did that. I was here. Yeah, okay. Okay, no problem. Let's move the box a bit over there. Make sure it's not doing anything to that. So bring that a bit there. Okay. Now I can rotate it also, but let this generator building be a straight box. Let that be like this. Let that increase a bit. Give a nice place to enter the building. Okay. Camera on this thing. Go look up there. Go there. Rotate over there. Yeah, this seems about as big as the building I'm thinking of. I think can bring the height. No, I think for this area, the height looks fine. Yeah, this seems fine. Yeah, so this would be about the area where I want the generator-ish kind of building to be. Yeah, this gives, I think that's enough to work with. As the working area of this would be about here. And I can just put some what's that, copper grates or something, just to have people roam around here, and then put the office style structures over there. Yeah, I think that would be fine. So this could be a generator style building. Now I'll start making a diagonal style building, because I want this part to be like free space, and then the building should start, I think, from here. So something like this. Building, and to be a place to put a building here, and over here some rectangular kind of building, and all of these would just be one building, I guess, just to cover up this thing. And yeah, put one building here. Go here, bring the box smaller, bring you here, let's have you rotate a bit, yeah, not what I intended. Again, let's try that, yeah, let's go here, you go here, yeah, let that be something like that. Let's have this go that way, yeah. Something like this. I do need to go down, I just need you to go a bit higher. If that's the case, let's have you increase in height, and you can be, yeah, I need to drag the building itself high, so let's have you go up to here, I guess. Now I just want you to move here until here, then you move to here. Okay. Let's try that. Diagonal is something new, so it feels a bit weird, but I think I can make it work. And I said along with this I will need a square box attached. So let's have the rotation to be reset. Let's have the height go down, which will show me the working area. Let's have you here. Yeah, this is looking pretty decent, yeah. Now let's have the height increase a bit. I only want to mess with the height of this. So let's have you here, let me see. A bit more. Okay, let's have a look at that. Oh yeah, this is giving the city-ish kind of vibes. Yes. This building will go. Oh yeah, this is looking neat. So I will decide what to do for that. But so far it's looking pretty good. This will just be an open space just to have people go through here and here. Yeah, this looks pretty good. We'll have that one go. And this has enough room for another rectangular kind of building. Ah, I see. Mob spawning. Of course. My favorite. Mob spawning. Another viewing angle. Oh. No, this is what is intended. What I was thinking is this building is being covered, but that is exactly what is intended because of this area, which is going to be just tall buildings and stuff. Let's have me move towards the front. because this area is just going to have smaller buildings on this side, which will have, and it will have larger buildings on the behind. And from this side, yeah, you're only going to be seeing things like this. This would be covered, you'd see huge buildings over there. Yeah. Yeah, it still looks pretty good. I am getting the vibes that I want. Yeah. Okay, yeah, this seems like a good place for me to stop because I need to decide more, but so far I think it's working pretty good. We have made one building here. This is another building. This seems too big of a building, but I think if I have some building of similar size, this would replace that. I would put a smaller building over there. Yeah, so these are not going to remain as boxes. They will just be replaced by actual buildings. I'll need to put something of a similar shape there. Yeah, this seems like it's coming together. I think I'll stop here for now, and I'll see you next time.